a young man, like a teenager or in his 20s, he says, "Hey Dad, I want my inheritance now." The inheritance was the money that you brought after your parent died. So he says, "Dad, I need my inheritance now, and I want to go and live my own life." And when he did that, it was kind of like saying, "Dad, I wish you were dead, because I'm ready to live my own life and do my own thing." So it's really hurtful to the father. But what did the father do? He went ahead and let his son have his inheritance early. And the son went off and he lived his own life. And do you guys think he lived a good life or a bad life? What do you think? You think he lived good? What do you guys? Anybody else have any other guesses? He lived bad. He actually lived very wild. He spent all that money that Dad gave him. All that money. It was a lot of money. And he lived wild. He did lots of naughty things with that money, not good things. Okay, he didn't go giving it to people to be kind. No, he spent it on things that weren't good to spend on. And eventually, that son ended up with absolutely nothing. He had nothing left in the world. People wouldn't even give him food to eat, so he was starving, this poor guy. And he finally realized, man, my father's servants live better than I do. And maybe I need to leave this old life behind. So he decides to go back to his father. Okay, now he's walking down the path. He sees his father in the distance, and his father sees him. What do you guys think his father did when he saw his son coming down that path? Who has an idea? What do you think he did? He gave him a big hug. That's right. The father actually ran towards his lost son, the one who had been gone for so long and lived so wild. He ran towards him, gave him a huge hug, and was so happy that his lost son had come home. And the son was like, "Father, I have sinned against you and heaven," meaning I have done everything wrong. And the father said, "Son, I'm so happy you are back here with me." And guys, this is a picture of us coming back to God and how God is always waiting for you to return home to Him. Okay. Now guys, we are like that prodigal son. We might not think we're like him because we haven't lived wild. We're kids. You guys haven't done too much in your life. But we all have gone away from our Father God. Do you know if you're good enough to get to heaven, you guys? Do you know if you're good enough to be there? Who thinks they're good enough? Raise your hand if you think you are. Okay, we're going to take the good person test to find out if we're all good. Okay, who here has told something that's not true? Be honest. What is that called? It's called lying, right? You don't like it when people lie to you. No. Okay. How about this one? Have you guys ever taken something that didn't belong to you? Even if it was something small. Maybe something that belonged to your brother or sister? Yeah, I think a lot of us have done that, especially when we're kids. We take things, right? That's called stealing. And you don't like it when people steal from you, do you? It hurts, doesn't it? How about this one? Have you guys ever disobeyed mom or dad? I should see all the hands going up on this one. Because I know I was a kid once too, and I disobeyed my mom and dad. But you know what? Did you know that God's fifth commandment says, honor your father and mother? Guys, this is so important to God. Are we honoring mom and dad when we disobey them? No, we're not. We're actually going against His command. So guys, we just looked at a little piece of God's law and we found out what? Do you guys still think you're good enough to go to heaven? You're good enough to get to God? No, we've all broken His laws. See, those are God's commandments, and that's like His holy standard. He's like, we got to live up to this to get to Him one day. But we just found out that even though we're pretty good people, we still fall really short of God's perfection, don't we? And just like mom and dad have to punish you when you do wrong, God has to punish wrongdoing because He's a holy and perfect judge. He's also a loving Father, but He's also a holy, perfect judge. Now, our punishment here ends with mom and dad, but God's punishment lasts forever. And that's where it gets scary, and that's where the bad news is, guys. Does that sound good to you? But man, all those little things that we do are going to be punished? No, but do you guys know what God did for us in our sins and our guiltiness? You know what He did? Does anybody have an idea? What do you think? What did He do for us? He gave Jesus. Is that what He said? Yeah, Jesus, God in the flesh, came, lived a perfect life that we never could. He kept every command, not only in deed, but in heart and in mind. And He lived that perfect life that we couldn't, and He died on the cross. Okay, and you guys have all heard Jesus died on the cross. But what he was actually doing when he died on the cross was paying for all of our wrongdoing. So everything that we ever did wrong or ever will do, Jesus actually took that punishment for us. And that's the good news, you guys, that Jesus did it for you because he loves you so much. He knew you wouldn't be able to do it, so he did it for you. Okay? And a lot of people know this in their head, but they don't make it real in their heart. Okay? And just like the prodigal came home to his father, and the father welcomed him, God is ready to welcome you guys when you come to God. He's ready to forgive you and celebrate. But to do that, we do have to have a heart change. So I'm going to share with you guys how to receive Jesus' gift of forgiveness, okay? And how to get with God. Okay, so a little rhyme that goes like this. So say it with me. Turn from sin and trust in him. Can you guys say that? Turn from sin and trust in him. It's really easy. So what does it mean to turn from sin? Well, it means to realize, oops, we are sinners. And we do need a Savior. And instead of walking in our old ways, where we may want to tell a lie to try and get out of trouble, we realize that's wrong. And Jesus said to do the right thing. So instead of going the way we've always been going, it means that we turn our life in this direction towards Jesus, towards the Father, like the prodigal son did. And we walk towards him. It doesn't mean we're going to be perfect, but it means that our hearts are moving in a different direction. And that's called turning from sin or repentance. You guys might have heard that word. All right, number 2, most important is trust in him, trust in Jesus. Okay, does just believing that he's real, trusting in him? No, we have to trust in Jesus like we would trust in a parachute. Okay, let's pretend we're 30,000 feet in the air, and I say, guys, we got to jump out of this plane right now. You would say, what would you want? What would you want to have on your back? You would say, give me a parachute, please, right? Yeah, well, Jesus is our parachute. The Bible says, put on the Lord Jesus Christ. And if we really trust him and we cling to him, we don't let him go. You wouldn't take your parachute off for anything, would you? You wouldn't take Jesus off for anything either. He is our Savior. He's the one who has the only one who has the ability to save us. So could you guys say with me one more time? Turn from sin and trust in him. Trusting him. And that's exactly what the prodigal son was doing in the story. He was turning away from his old life and he was going to the Father, who he knew had a better life for him. So guys, I want to thank you for letting me share that. Now, if you do believe, if you do trust in Jesus, I'm going to encourage you guys this, because a lot of people say they believe, but they just keep it to themselves. But if you do believe in Jesus and you have put your trust in him, you will tell others the good news. You will share it. You won't keep it in. And just like I'm sharing with you guys today, you can share with your friends and family. And we're going to give you some $1 million bills that you can take home and you can actually share with your friends. And if you just give one of those to somebody, you're actually sharing the good news with people. You're actually spreading that love of God everywhere.